Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Yesterday we got an email. One of the devotees expressed that everything has to be done by us. Though saints, they do the awakening. The awakening part is done by saints, shastras, but the doing part is to be done by us only. Then the question comes, we don't know what to do. Gondavarikar Maharaj puts it, normally, when somebody in major cities we found, there will be a main business and a side business. After the office hours, they used to engage themselves in side business to earn a little more money, They may be having some contacts there. So Gondavarikar Maharaj says, your basic interest, your basic commitment is towards your main business. Side business is only an extra one. So our main business should become to know about the me and mine. All the prapancha activities should become second to that. It may be difficult, but somehow we try to take. Because in our mind, the basic efforts to live, so getting a job, drawing a salary, having a contact, so many things attached to it, that gets prioritized in our mind. With the result, though there is an undercurrent that we should start moving towards him, knowing more about him, the effect is not there much. So how to convert the side business to the main business? Now it is only a side business for us. Whenever we think about an ashram, whenever we think about a temple, whenever we think about a Mahatma, we associate during that particular time. But otherwise, for all practical purposes, our main business will be to lead a family life, professional life, and social life. Nothing wrong in it, but we have been asked to bring in the dimension there. Because if it was possible for a person, a evolved person, to bless us with the godly, he would have done it, He has only love for us, love for everybody. It is not humanly possible for them to do it. Every Mahatma scaled the heights only by turning towards him. And they all paid the price for it. In the form of tapasya, in the form of self-denial, in the form of so many things. So there is no doubt about this, that one has to do by himself. Whatever that is given to us by him through external, it should only be taken as a contributory factor. Nama chanting we can give, we remember, yes, many decades back, when Swami came here, he was staying very near to our room. A person who is organizing a lot of this, satsang, Nama chanting, in many places, and he used to take the Swami also. So we remember, the Swami called him, "Have you really tasted the sweetness of Nama? You are talking about, organizing this. Have you really tasted? Are you committed to this Nama chanting? Have you gone through the various dimensions in the Nama chanting? Has it entered into your life?" Then he confessed, "Sorry, I am trying." So while I organize all these things, I am associating with that thought. He said, "No, that will not do. That will be only a program organizing. Exclusiveness should be there. You must spend about an hour at least daily. Even if the mind goes out, don't worry. You take to chanting. Watch for yourself. Which are the areas where you have to improve? What is it that is necessary for you to get more and more focused or concentrated?" That I will try. So like that, it has to be done by ourselves only. But Papa has been blunt, is that we should seek their help, we should seek their company, Guru's company, but at the same time, everything has to be done according to, as per our Swadharma, Our taste, temperament, aptitude, inclination, limitation at the body level, mental level, all these things are unique to person. So each one has to devise a method by which, but one thing is sure, when one is sincere about it and started showing signs of taking it seriously, the indwelling reality will mysteriously arrange the rest of the thing. He will arrange so many things to happen at the outer level. Apparently, it may be an adverse situation or something, we may not call it as positive. But he has got his own reasons to make us withdraw from that and then to involve more and more exclusively on this. So ours is to somehow pray to him from the bottom of the heart. You have facilitated so many things for us, but still we have not been able to shift. That is only a side business for us. It does not become the main business. In spite of associating with these thoughts for decades and decades, still it is a side business. Not that we have to move the side business altogether, not necessarily. But side business should enable us to know that main business is the main one. I should be there, even to materially prosper. I should be there. And who is this I? I have to find out. When I parade so many things in my life, I find every time there is a sense of fulfillment, I lose it. So like this, we have to keep on thinking about it. We will read one portion from Gondavarikar Maharaj. Let us see. Nama is the foundation of righteous actions and their crown as well. Only actions performed in remembrance of the Supreme Being may be called righteous action, not those performed without such remembrance. Imagine a person chanting Rama, but not in remembrance of the Supreme Being. Will this action be a righteous one? In reality, Nama is self-existent. Therefore, chanting of Nama may be called a righteous action, whether chanted with awareness or without it. For God has said, I Purushottama, I am present where Nama is chanted. Hence, the utterance of Nama and the presence of the Supreme Being may not be separated from one another. He who chants Nama may or may not be in remembrance of the Supreme Being, but the action must surely be called a righteous one. The main difference between the act of chanting Nama and other action is that while other action derive perfection or righteousness on being associated with Nama, imperfection and Nama cannot coexist. That it becomes futile to ask whether or not Nama is chanted in remembrance of the Supreme Being. Indeed, if one chants Nama, righteous deeds must follow. Delivering a child is naturally followed by its mother's yearning to feed it, to indulge it, to shower love upon it, without being taught these things. So does it happen to a person who chants Nama. Indeed, just as one cannot prevent a mother from loving her child, the person who chants Nama cannot avoid doing righteous action even if he were to try. God has made this clear. Do you have a desire to belong to me? Then carry out your worldly duties with utmost care, without sparing any efforts, and yet do believe that it is I who will reward them. Let no situation disturb your mind. The medicine that I will give you will cure you of all diseases, and that medicine is my name. So do practice chanting Nama. Do resolve that your life shall not be without Nama. I earnestly feel that no life should be without Nama. Only he who chants Nama devotedly will understand how much devotedness works. And I solemnly affirm that God looks after him who lovingly chants the Nama of the Supreme Being. If only once do call out Rama in such earnestness that God will want to be with you. All these things are very nice to hear. We know from our experience that we have been chanting his name for decades together. But we have not felt that, no? Or even if we have felt, it doesn't stay with us. That means stay in the sense, we don't associate God dimension behind everything that we think, everything that we talk, everything that we do. So this has to be done by ourselves. In order to inject the needed faith, saints keep on giving us all these based upon their experience. They were exclusive, in their sadhana. They had no other diversions. It was 100% concentrated on that, and they could scale the heights, and they are revealing it from their standpoint. In our case, Papa talks about it, because Papa did it. In our case, we are only hearing, What are the contributory factors that are to follow? Are we following? We want to follow, we cannot follow because the equipment is different. That is why Papa keeps on telling that whatever you hear from outside is okay. But bring out that which is comfortable for your setup. How do I develop concentration? I must try my own way. Nobody else can give from outside. So Nama, when we have a grip on Nama, we must keep on trying with the Nama. Why don't you make me aware of your presence within me? Probably not in the way I have conceived. Every one of us will have some concept about God and everything. So it need not necessarily be in that manner. You give me the feeling that I have is I get a glimpse of His presence. I may not at the moment know how to feel your presence. I know you are there. And by chanting, I am trying to remember that. You are there, you are there, you are there. You are behind everything, you are behind everything. But actually to feel that you are there, I am yet to devise a method that we have to plead, appeal, cry, think about that side business and main business. He says, many people have a main business and a side business. The attention is of course centered on the main business and the gain therefrom. The side business is subordinate or may even be closed if the situation makes it advisable to do so. In a similar way, spirituality should receive our main attention. Gains and losses in the side business of prapancha, that is family life, should not be allowed to affect the focus on God. You go back to Papa's life again, no? We have repeated, but we have to keep on repeating to ourselves. He was passing through the most stressful period. Mounting liabilities, creditors started pestering him. He was finding it extremely difficult to run the establishment. So at the Prapanchika, at the material level, the severest stressful period he was passing through. And he was chanting. Slowly he got the taste, or God made him to develop. And then somebody comes forward and says, I will take over your sick unit. I will invest money, clear the liabilities. I will add more rooms. You just take care of the production. Administration and finance, I will take care. Papa immediately said, you will lose your money. He said, don't worry, that is my look. And he stepped in. So for all practical purposes, anybody in his position, he would have definitely gone back, no? But the side business, main business and side business. When we read this, it becomes clear. To him, main business was getting stabilized in him. Side business was the prapanchik or the outer commitments. So when God tested him or motivated somebody by motivating somebody to come and save him, at the same time God saw to it that he did not compromise on the main business. So here he says, spirituality should receive our main attention. Gains or losses in the side business of prapancha should not be allowed to affect the focus on God. Spirituality needs prapancha for practice and support. Just as a salad needs salt to make it tasty, the salad would be insipid without salt. Too much of salt, however, would make the goal of human life, namely, would make the salad uneatable. Likewise, too much zest for prapancha would vitiate the main goal of human life, namely, attainment of God. So do not give overweightage to prapancha. Never let the goal of God be out of sight. If you add a little with salt, it is okay. Too much of salt. To forget God is always undesirable, whether it is due to Prapancha being very convenient and comfortable or due to its being sorrowful. To expect Prapancha to be free from vicissitudes is unrealistic. You must not expect that your child, for instance, should never fall ill. Fluctuations of fortune are inevitable. So this particular word, main business and side business. So we try, we plead, we appeal, we cry, we seek his intervention, about whom we have no idea now. I agreed, accepted. But we know he is there. Saints have given us clues that he is in the form of life force, he is in the form of awareness, he is in the form of intelligence, he is in the form of creativity. And then when we look back, we find all these things are there in our life, so he is there. But since he is not an object, it is difficult for us to conceive. We cannot bring it under the knowable category because he is not an object. That also we can intellectually agree. So he is the very subject, propelling or the force behind all our activities. So with that broad idea, we pray. We know you are there. Enable me to feel your presence in the way in which I can feel your presence, not in the way in which, I read or I understand or I conceive. That may be the roadblock probably. Then mysteriously he will give us the clue. So in making our grip, our hold on the Nama more and more firm, we pray. Nama chanting and prayer. Praying him not to convert our spiritual sadhana into side business. Because he makes us to involve in so many activities right from morning till evening. Every likelihood is there that we may name it as the main business and the other one as side business. Half an hour or 1 hour we may chant. Once in a way we may go to an ashram or a temple. Once in a way we may meet a Mahatma. Once in a way we may go through some scriptures, some slogas, some teachings of saints. Unknowingly it becomes side, not main. That much idea I suppose we have. Because even to function as an individual, we need him. That much awareness now we must be having. Even to function as a householder, even to function as a professional, even to function as a member of the society, I should be there, The individual should be there. And I should have some idea about this individual. And Nama. So I make use of Nama to keep up the train of thought on a particular goal. And we have been assured by those who have scaled the heights that the more you sincere, the more you become earnest, the more you become committed, focused, slowly the doors will be opened in the form of some revelations, some glimpses. When Puja Swamiji was here, many devotees used to come. I am chanting so much, but I don't feel the sweetness. Then Swamiji bluntly said, "Stop chanting. You must feel the sweetness. But he cannot. Swamiji knows he cannot. So again he will go. So then you start thinking whether the chanting goes on at the superficial level or and the mind is going on elsewhere. Naturally, any work when we do it, part of the mind is engaged somewhere. Naturally, it will not be successful. Not that we need any doctrine to be told to us. We will be successful only when we pull the entire resources in that particular direction. Whether I am doing the cooking, whether I am attending to a professional task, or whether my commitment towards the society, wherever, there should be a whole soul involvement for my success. Suddenly I realize, I have not been doing it. So how can I complain? So when Puja Swamiji said, you stop, better stop. You are observing the next day also he was there regularly for Nama chanting. Then he started thinking about it. There must be some way out. I still don't know. I have to pursue. Slowly from outer to inner. Because we have been trained only to look up to some outer factor for our guidance. Papa's case, Papa was very blunt. Sadhana book is there. That is also there, if that is enough. Sadhana, there is a book. Sadhaka Sadhana is also a book. He has been very blunt. It is difficult for ordinary people to accept. So the shift should be to the within. Because whatever others say, it is only their viewpoint. It has not become my viewpoint. If it has to become my viewpoint, I must go inside, And I will devise ways and means to somehow percolate into my thoughts, which can't be shared by anybody, imparted by anybody. Because what is inside, nobody else will know. Fundamental thing. So we have to pull the entire thing, Sadhana Sadhaka, small book.
Yes, sir. Somebody e-book should be.
Because he was very blunt. That particular word we would like to read.
then have it.
Huh?
I'll try.
Ah. He says, the life of the individual must grow like a bud into a flower and the flower into a fruit. As we provide the necessary conditions and environments for the growth, fruition of the bud into a fruit, so also is it with life. In the life of an adult spiritual aspirant, the best discipline for his advancement and ultimate realization is the self-imposed discipline. Here, imitation and abject implicit obedience to the law set by anyone, however highly evolved he may be, will, instead of bringing into being an illumined individual, only produce a human robot without initiative, all its inner powers and beauty unexpressed, unrevealed. The keen aspiration for attaining the highest must be there. Contact with a divinely illumined personality must also be there. But the unfoldment of the hidden divine life and truth in the sadhaka must take place according to the nature and qualities of his inner and outer life and being. We know that we cannot hasten the ripening of a raw fruit. And even if we by any process cause it to ripen artificially and prematurely, the taste of the fruit will never be the same as the one called the ripened in the natural course. Saints are therefore called the awakeners, whose grace works on the sadhaka like the sunlight on the lotus bud, which blossoms into a fragrant and beautiful flower. Unless the ego sense disappears, the divine life in us can never reveal itself in all its glory. Be like a child, and power, charm, and sweetness of the divine will radiate through you like the luster of a gem. God should possess you,
Yes.
not in any. I got it. God should possess you, not in any part of your being, but in every atom, gross, subtle of your entire physical, mental, vital being. You will now become the very image of a supernatural essence. So here he makes it very clear, the best discipline for his advancement and ultimate realization is the self-imposed discipline. There should be discipline in the life of every individual in order to achieve either moral or spiritual development. In the case of children and young folk in teens, discipline from outside does help a great deal in their adjustment of life. But even in their case, a pedagogic enforcement of rules and regulations without rightly studying and understanding their nature, instead of becoming a help, suppresses, distorts the natural growth and evolution. In the case of adults, the outside help consists in awakening the individual to a moral and spiritual life, and by hints and suggestions, enable him or her to find out for himself or herself. This is very important. The method and conduct of life, by adopting which he or she can attain moral or spiritual perfection. Cut and dry rules applicable for all, and dominating insistence of a so-called higher authority for casting him into a new mold, for producing a Superman, is not all the way. So this is what he revealed. So we do some thinking, and we go back to what all we have learned. No doubt somebody helped us, but the 90% came from our own effort. When we were in school, when the teacher takes classes, he used to give us homework. Though initially we were doing homework only to satisfy him or to get marks, later on slowly we started realizing, only for assimilation, absorption of the theme discussed during the class. Homework is the only way. You hear, you forget. But when you apply it, And when you answer the question, it has to be developed by ourselves. You all remember, composition. He will say it should be in 150 words, 100, 200 words. So we write our own, no? Right. We write our own. And then he evaluates. Just go back to the school day. Whatever Papa has said now, you will read that particular portion. In the case of adults, the outside help consists in awakening the individual to a moral or spiritual life, and by hints and suggestions enable him or her to find out for himself or herself the method and conduct of life by adopting which he or she can attain moral or spiritual perfection. We have to find out for himself or herself, ourselves, the method. Cut and dry rules applicable for all individuals, and dominating insistence of a so-called higher authority on the individual for casting him into a new mold, for producing a Superman, is not all the way. Just now we read, when we chant his name, not necessarily that we should know all those things. But unless we develop a feeling, have we experienced that? We need not know the meaning, we need not know anything else, but you must have a feeling while chanting, Bereft of that feeling, we have found. During that particular time, we may feel a positive diversion, but we don't feel his presence or his relevance in all rest of the activities. There we follow our own norms. During God experience, there was a question answer. So somebody said, that also Papa you have to do. Then he said, you have not handed over everything to him. Only this Papa should do, to take it. That is not possible. When all of the rest of the things, me and mind dominates, how can we ask? How can we ask Papa, say, you should do this? When we hand over ourselves, lock, stock and barrel, then it is right. Then it is the onus is on him. Even from the minutest to the grossest, we plan, we go, we decide, we name it good or bad. We don't bring in that God dimension. It's a blunt fact, So now, having heard all these things, we try to understand now what is my method, what should be my way. I have been following what I have been asked to do. There are some progress, no doubt, but the progress which is expected of me is yet to come. It has helped me a lot, all this outer, but it has not helped me to reach the ultimate. So then I must find. Please help me. Then the whole attention is turned towards him who is inside. And then we pray to him, plead, appeal, knock the door, insistently through chanting. For the past few days now, Papa has been prompting us to dwell on this aspect only. Probably the time has arrived now for all of us to chalk out a method of our own, or to know about the necessity of chalking out the method of our own. Because whatever said and done, still we were looking up to the outside factors for guidance. He is insisting and talking to us through so many Mahatmas that ultimately you have to turn within and find out your own method, suiting to your own equipment. So just like a child pleads, we will plead. These are all the limitations. I can understand. I cannot exclusively sit for this. Body is not cooperating, age is not cooperating, my situation is not cooperating. I am yet to adjust myself. I am yet to reconcile with those. Please, you step in, come out of the inner chamber and then take me. I am helpless to do that. Something like that. Yesterday, day for yesterday, that word, Papa, in the spiritual evolution, you will find it in December Vision, the lead article. The first line is, the chanting should be done with the feeling, heart. We say Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. We try to parade any other word, love, what is welling up, sacrifice, selflessness, compassion, perfection. Something wells up, It is not merely a word. Along with that, something wells up along with this. Similarly, when I chant, does anything well up? Self-sacrifice, when we say, they are all ordinary letters, but beyond that letters we say the meaning, And the meaning can be done only with the feeling, Otherwise we'll be muttering only. Just like when you say, how are you? We don't mean. That is the usual one. We don't mean. Suppose he say he is sick, we are not interested. What is your sickness? Automatically it's hello, how are you? It becomes a habit, that's all. We have so many things to discuss with him. That gives that will be in our mind. But automatically first we will say, how are you? Somebody and the other party should say, I am okay. Nobody is okay, It is the truth. But we want to hear this. I am okay. How are you? I am okay. So the feeling is not there. That's what we are trying to do. Not that we mean anything bad. We don't want to be dishonest. But that is a habit that comes, but it does not carry the feeling. When somebody is sick, when we telephone, we ask, how is your health now? Then we mean it, Because that is exclusive in our mind. Is sickness. How do you feel now? Are you responding to the treatment? We will ask so many details. Previous position, now what is the position? What does the doctor say? That means we are applying our mind totally on that to get the details. We are restless because somebody is not well. And then we want to make ourselves restful by bringing all these points in. It is with feeling. So we are now praying to him, make us to remember your name, chant your name with that feeling. That whenever we combine the alphabets, whenever it becomes a word, and whenever we utter, it touches and kindles certain feelings in us. Like that, I should be able to feel this when I chant. You kindly help me to develop that feeling. Then he will hear. In so many words, all our saints, all our Mahatmas keep on bringing this that dimension. And Papa is little blunt, So many things he will say. Don't take it just because Ramdas said this. You consult your inner listening. So relying on the inner reality, that is what Papa expects all of us to do it. Relying on the indwelling reality. Totally. So though we have not attained, let that ideal be clear in our mind and we move towards that. So let us all keep on bringing this dimension again and again and again and again, Because a water, when it is by drop, it is poured on a stone, after years of this, you will find a dent in it. It takes a lot of time, no doubt. So that is why he repeatedly brings this into our attention, draws our attention to this fact. Because it is high time we make use of it. So let us all pray to him who is facilitating us to dwell on these points, who is giving us a push to help us to move towards him with all the limitation we have. But that prayer should come from the bottom of the heart, for which we need his grace. So let us all earnestly do as much as we can. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram